Secretary General Ban Ki-moon can count upon former Vice President Al Gore as United Nations' most invaluable asset in its war on global warming. Not because Gore is the co-winner of the 2007 Nobel Peace Prize, but because he has shown his unflinching faith in the United Nations supremacy in this battle. In his speech to the 24th September Climate Summit held at the UN headquarters in New York, Al Gore told the gathering of 80 heads of state and government that it was now time for action. I would like to propose that the heads of the state around the world call an emergency session of this gathering in the beginning of next year to review the results of the Bali summit, insisted Al Gore. He reiterated this stand in Berlin on October 23, 2007, where he praised German Chancellor's role in fighting climate crisis and also unambiguously endorsed UN supremacy in this battle. World leaders should meet in January under the auspices of UN to act on the results of the Bali talks, he said. This is Al Gore's new role, which according to his advisors is much bigger than any other. They say, the Peace Prize makes the rough and tumble of a presidential race less appealing to Gore because he now has a huge international platform to fight global warming and may not do anything to diminish it. Whether in politics or in power or out of power, Al Gore has always been a climate warrior. He has been preparing humanity through his slideshows, lectures, books, testimony, and above all, through his movie, An Inconvenient Truth, to avert planetary emergency. Al Gore was the first American politician in Congress who organized the congressional hearing in 1980 on the subject. He gathered scientists and put them in touch with the politicians to let the truth become a part of political decision-making. As the vice president in the Clinton administration, he worked on the implementation of the carbon tax. This tax was meant to give incentives to the industry to cut down the use of fossil fuels to lessen the emission of greenhouse gases. He also facilitated the funding of a satellite named Triana, also known as the Deep Space Climate Observatory, which would watch Earth, its ozone layer, and study atmosphere when launched. But his real opportunity came in 1997. The second report by IPCC had been released in 1995. The urgency to deal with climate change crisis was being felt. The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the UNFCCC, had called its annual conference of the parties number 3, COP3, to be held at Kyoto, Japan, in December 1997. It was here that Al Gore played the role of a broker, bringing the parties together and convincing them to agree on cuts in emissions. This international climate treaty, which bound 36 developed nations to cut the emission of greenhouse gases and bring it to the level of 5% below the 1990 level, came to be known as the Kyoto Protocol. The Kyoto is Al Gore's destiny. He was there in 1997 to broker its success, and now Kyoto needs him again for the success of its compliance. Gore has already given a call to reach the targets by 2010 instead of by 2012. If the Kyoto fails, our planet fails, and a large part of humanity will enter into a trail of misery. And who knows, you or your children could be one of them.